My name is Andy, and this is the most magical podcast on earth. When I'm not on holiday at Walt Disney World, I'm planning a holiday to Disney. And when I'm not planning a holiday to Disney, I'm talking about Disney, with other UK fans like me who make the trip to Orlando and the House of the Mouse. So whether you're a parks professional or a Florida first-timer, this is the podcast for you. Each episode, I'll be chatting to other Disney superfans to share memories of their magical times, answering your Walt Disney World questions, getting you all the latest news from the parks, and finding out what's happening right now in Orlando. So get your ears on as we take you to the most magical place on earth. This is the most magical podcast on earth. As part of the Secret Recordings Network with you every other week, bringing you a touch of magic, the best of Disney World into your ears, filling the gap between your holidays. We have guests, we have news, we have all kind of things to tell you. We've got some top tips and answering your planning questions. If you want to drop me a message, follow us on the socials, like us on as many socials as you can. I keep forgetting to put stuff on Twitter, X, whatever it's called, but Instagram and Facebook, particularly at Pod Magical, is where we are. Hello to Paul. A bit of a question from Paul about the Fantasmic dining package going in August. So we want to do Hollywood Studios in the evening. They want to have a bit of a rest day and they want to do Fantasmic. So they want to do the dining package, but they want to go like late. They want to do like a dinner. But he said the latest is probably about 4 o'clock, and then Fantasmic is about 9 o'clock. So that's like 5 hours in between. Any ideas why or what we can do? Previously, we've done it. We've done it at lunchtime. We've stayed in the park all day. But this time we're taking things easy because we've got my dad with us. What can we do? I don't actually know the reason why 4 o'clock is the last. I mean, you could take that 4 o'clock reservation and you could kind of eke it out. So if you don't know what the dining package is, by the way, you dine and then they give you a ticket for Fantasmic. So you get good seats right in the middle, right down by the front. The best thing to do, if you can get in at 4 o'clock and eke it out, you're there for like 4 till 5. So you need to get to the park at like 3 o'clock, get in nice and easy, have a relaxing dinner. Maybe then between dinner and Fantasmic, if you're having a bit of a lazy day, you could have what I would call a show day at Hollywood Studios, if you can catch Beauty and the Beast, if that's on, or the Villain Show, or the Little Mermaid Show, or the Frozen Sing-Along, or Indiana Jones. There's plenty of sit-down shows at Hollywood Studios. So if you can have a look at the times of those and work it, so you can do dinner and a show, ending with Fantasmic. There's an idea. Or maybe you could get the boat over to Boardwalk, have a little bit of a relaxing time walking around the boardwalk, sitting there watching the boats. Or maybe take the Skyliner over to the Riviera. Maybe get the Skyliner to the Riviera and then the Skyliner back from the Riviera to Epcot and then take the boat from Epcot back to Hollywood Studios. I don't know. There's a few ideas for you, but I'm not sure why you can't do dinner and then literally go straight into Fantasmic. But I hope that gives you some ideas, Paul. Any questions that you have, or if you'd like to be a podcast guest, drop me a message at PodMagical. And on this episode of the podcast, let's say a big hello to Natasha. Welcome to the podcast, Natasha.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. We were just chatting about your massive gap in Walt Disney World visits. So tell me about the first time you went and tell me about the massive gap.
Yeah, so I was really lucky to go when I was 5. So my first time was in 1993. I went when I was 5 and my sister was 2. And I got to go with my mum, my dad and my nan and granddad. And then very, very lucky to have, my granddad was really good in the sense that he loved to film everything. So I've still got memories that I still watch today of that, my first ever trip.
Did you have like one of those massive big camcorders that they had back in the day?
Yeah, so as somebody now that goes, and I love to film and that, but sometimes you just want to be in the moment.
Yeah.
So I don't know how my granddad done it. I think it's amazing that he did, because obviously when I was 5, I remember bits, but I don't remember all of it. So a lot of my memories are from my videos that he took.
Do you actually, forgetting the video, do you actually remember anything from that first visit? Or is it kind of like second-hand memories, if you like, from rewatching?
I do remember parts. I remember me, Mickey Mouse, and Minnie Mouse, and being really awe of the castle. But it's more of a feeling and it feels like a dream more than like a memory, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's quite vivid. But yeah, I do remember bits and pieces, and I remember like being on the teacups my granddad. But yeah, it's just random puzzle pieces, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But you went quite a few times as a kid then.
Yes, so I went when I was 5 and went back when I was 7 for with my mum and my dad and my sister again, and we went for Christmas. Amazing, amazing holiday being there on Christmas Day. And I remember being in Magic Kingdom at midnight on Christmas Eve, dancing, and there was like a party. And then we went back again when I was a teenager twice, and then I had this massive gap. Where I went and done other holidays, and but it's always been a sense of want to go back to Disney. I want to go back to Disney, and I was very lucky in the sense that my sister wonderfully had 3 beautiful children, and we got the opportunity to take them back in 2024. So, um, yeah, that was an amazing experience. Then seeing it through their eyes again,
Yeah,
um,
reliving it again for the first time through a
yeah.
kid's eyes.
It was just the most amazing thing ever, and I was very lucky in the sense that um, I have a really, really good job. So being able to go and give them everything that they wanted or ever thought about. So took my niece to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and the boys went off and done droids,
Yeah.
which they absolutely loved. So we had the girls' day and the boys' day, and I just remember my husband ringing me. Once he got the bank account balance at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, um, going, how much? And I was like, how do I not say no to this little girl? Because it
Yeah.
was something I would have loved to have done when I was younger.
Number one auntie, that's for sure. I bet you're the
Yeah,
favourite, aren't you?
definitely,
And I bet
definitely.
when your sister had kids, I bet you were thinking, please grow up soon, then I can take you to Disney World, please.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it was definitely, definitely. I remember, we when we told them on Christmas Day, we done this whole video reveal, and they just sat there, and we were like, "Hey, do you understand what we're going?" And they were like, "Yeah, we're going to Disney." And we were like, we were expecting this massive, "Yeah, we're going to Disney." And then I remember later on in the day, they'd been watching YouTube, and they were like, "Oh, we want to do this, and we want to eat here, and we want to do that." But we were just really disappointed that we'd
It took a
spent
while.
days
Yeah, yeah.
doing this video reveal, expecting what everybody else gets, these crazy happy children. But yeah, I can't, they enjoyed themselves so much, and it's something that we are going to be doing again soon.
Ah,
But
okay.
yeah, it's just now waiting. Probably we're waiting for Cars Land to open and things like that before we take them back again.
Yeah. I bet if you surprise them again, now that they've been and they know what to expect, their reaction will be very, very different.
Oh,
They'll be hyped from the moment
oh,
you tell them.
100%. They've got lists of things that they want to do next time where they've
Yeah.
researched more.
And what is it that you love about Walt Disney World? Why do you like to go back and why do you like to take family? What is it?
I think the thing I love most about Disney is it just brings magic to everybody. So it doesn't matter what your age is. I've walked around Disney, and there's like, old couples that are loving and enjoying themselves, and then there's two-year-olds that are enjoying it just as much. But the feeling starts the moment you arrive at the parks or the hotels or even the transportation. Every cast member plays a part in creating something truly special, and stepping into that bubble of happiness you just never want to leave. So if you know, you know.
If you know, you know, and if you don't, when you find out, you'll want to go back.
100%. I've made my husband now a Disney adult. His first time was also in 2024, and we went back as a couple last September, and we go again September this year. And he's just as pumped as I am now. So
What did he like doing? Because I mean, if it's just the two of you, just the two of you go, just two adults, and that's a
yeah,
very different holidays when you go with family with kids. Or do you
yeah.
do the same things?
No, we do things a little bit different. I think obviously the first time we went with the kids, it was Easter half term, and they went expecting it to be the first and only time going, so they wanted to do everything and anything.
Yeah.
So when we went back last year, we were very much of um we play it by ear and we'll do this and we do that. And we went in September, which obviously, as most people know that go in September, it's not that busy. So we got to do a hell of a lot of things, but a lot more chilled. And just doing things like sitting. So one of our things we done last year is we just sat in Animal Kingdom, went to Nomad Lounge and just enjoyed the atmosphere. And it was brilliant. It was amazing. So we get to do things like that as much as, getting to explore outside of Disney as well. So you're not feel as crammed.
Yeah, yeah. I do wonder sometimes whether it is more expensive going as a Disney adult when there's just two of you than going with an entire family. Because if you go with an entire family, you're doing stuff, you're non-stop and you've got kids to pay for. But if you go as a Disney adult, suddenly you get a bit more bougie, I think, with it. Like going to Nomad Lounge and having a couple of cocktails and things like that.
Yeah, I think, I probably would say I probably spent as much last year as I did when there was 8 of us. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Do you have a favourite Disney memory?
Well, I think I've got a few. I know obviously I touched on going with my grandparents the first time I ever went. So even when we went back in 2024, me and my sister were like, oh, this is where, we had pictures with granddad and nan and everything. So that was really special. But I really think just probably taking my nephews and my niece and then walking down Main Street in Magic Kingdom and seeing the fanfare and seeing it through their eyes. And I remember just standing there as an adult looking and thinking, this is how my parents must have felt when they brought me for the first time.
Yeah.
Um, and probably, taking my niece to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, because as much as it was for her, and I remember her walking in and she saw this Cinderella dress, and I knew it was in the deluxe range, and she just tried it on and looked in the mirror, and she just went, "I look beautiful. I look like a princess," and that will always stick with me.
Yeah. And you can't say no to that.
No, you can't.
And now, a news update from Walt Disney World. Back to our guest in a minute. Let me just update you with a few things that have been going on. You might have heard a rumour over the last week about the buses at Disney Springs. A rumour that people were going to have to prove that they're either staying at a Disney hotel or they've got a restaurant reservation at a Disney hotel to board a bus at Disney Springs. Well, it looks like the rumours are true. It's been confirmed by Disney. So how this works is you just tap your magic band when you're getting on the bus from Disney Springs to go back to your resort. A lot of people have been concerned about, well, what if I'm staying, say, over at Pop Century, but I want to go to the Polynesian? Will I not be able to go on the bus from Disney Springs? No, as long as you've got a reservation at any Disney resort, as long as it's an official Disney resort, as long as you're staying on site, you'll be able to use the buses as normal. This is only from Disney Springs at the moment. I think they're going to put it onto the boats as well that go from Disney Springs round to Port Orleans. So as long as you're staying on site, you can just scan your magic band as long as you prove that you're staying there or you've got a restaurant reservation or an event. Maybe you've got one of those boat parties or something like that. As long as you've got something confirmed, then you're fine. I think it's to stop too many people parking at Disney Springs for free and then going to the park. So I don't think it's a massive concern for us, but it's just to let you know that'll start around the 4th of July weekend, which is actually only a couple of weeks away. Other news from Walt Disney World, we've got confirmation about who is going to be at this year's Eat to the Beat. The Eat to the Beat concert series will start over at Epcot as part of the Food and Wine Festival. August the 28th will be the first band, and it's going to be Hanson. Yes, Hanson are going to be there. It goes right through to the Beach Boys on the 11th and 12th of November. Your usuals, Boys to Men, Tiffany, Starship are all going to be performing as part of the Eat to the Beat concert series at Epcot when the Food and Wine Festival starts. We've also got more details about a brand new outdoor recreation area at Lakeshore Lodge. This is the brand new resort. I think it's going to be a DVC resort that they're building on the banks of Bay Lake. There's going to be a zero entry pool and a water slide and a lazy river, interactive water features, and imaginative climbing features on something called Heron Shores. It's going to look incredible. I think the best pool at the minute at Disney World is over at the Yacht and Beach Club, but I think this over at Lakeside Lodge is going to beat it. So when that opens, there'll be somewhere new to splash around. Of course, you've probably got to be staying there. One more news update. It's not from Walt Disney World. It's from Epic. Universal have announced that there's going to be a big nighttime spectacular starting from the 7th of July at Universal Epic Universe. It's called Universal Celestial Good Night. Lights and lasers and water and drones and pyros. Perfect end to the night. Any other news between now and the next podcast in a couple of weeks from anything going on in Orlando with the Disney parks? Follow us on the socials at PodMagical. We're joined with Natasha on this episode of the podcast. Back with Natasha. Let's talk about some of your favourite Disney World things. Are you a foodie when it comes to Disney parks and the hotels? You have favourite places to eat?
There are a few that I do like to do, but I'm more of a kind of a snack kind of girl. One of my cheat sheets I found was getting children's meals because they're just as big as the adults' meals. And what me and my husband do, and as well as when there was 8 of us, we'd get something and we'd share it. So even last September, when I went with my husband, we literally would go and get something and we'd share it, but then we'd go and get a snack. So last year we tried this cheeseburger and pizza spring rolls for the first time, and they were life-changing.
Yeah,
they really were
life-changing.
They are life-changing.
They are life-changing.
Yeah, we found loads of new things, and I think that's the one thing I love. It doesn't matter how many times you go, you are going to find new things, new food, new snacks to try. And yeah, we done Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party last year, and even the food there was amazing, and it was just we were just like, oh my God, I didn't realise the food was going to be this good.
Oh yeah, it is good. A lot of people just think, oh, Disney theme park food, burger and fries. But yeah, there's another level to Disney, and that is the food, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting you mentioned that you went for Not So Scary. So you've been over Halloween, you've been over Christmas, you've been over Easter. Have you got a favourite time of year or a time of year you would avoid? Was it busy all of those times?
It was busy. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party last year was really busy. We chose a Tuesday thinking it was going to be less busy than ever, but I know last year they really struggled with the weather, so a lot of things were rained off, and we went to Mickey's Not So Scary. And I remember I'd watched a lot of vlogs on all these people going, yeah, you can get an all this and you can do this and you can do this, and we were really lucky in the sense of our first day on our last trip was at Magic Kingdom, so we went in there and literally done every ride on our first day. But yeah, I think Easter was the busiest I've ever been.
Oh, okay.
It was, but it was, I think I'd like to go back and do like November time in the next year or so and see what it's like. Yeah, pre-Christmas. So
where'd you like to stay when you go? Have you got any particular favourite resorts? Are you somebody who stays at Disney, or do you prefer to stay off-site?
Oh no, I'm a Disney girl.
She's in the bubble.
I'm in the bubble. So I have done, obviously, when I was younger, we done International Drive once. We done a villa on our first trip, and then we stayed at All Stars Music, and that was it. I would never ever stay off site again. I'm really sorry to the people that do, but
That's fine. Yeah,
I love it. I love being a Disney girl. I love All Stars. I think it's brilliant. I've also been really lucky to stay at Coronado and Port Orleans Riverside. I think Port Orleans Riverside has got my to be my favourite so far. But we'll see once I get DVC next year if I get a new favourite.
Have you committed to buying DVC?
We are going to be buying DVC next year.
Yeah, well, if you're going to be going for the rest of your life, this is not a sales pitch, but you know, when you do the maths and it works out. But why Port Orleans Riverside, by the way? What is it about that resort?
I just think it had the theming. The theming was brilliant. But it was also the boat to Disney Springs, the atmosphere, the food was brilliant. And
the beignets, you get the beignets there, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah. Riverside was just amazing. I loved everything about it. It had this really calm, chilled vibe. And when you're in a Disney park all day where it's busy and there's lots going on, coming back to a very chilled um hotel atmosphere, which is brilliant.
Yeah. I think it's talking about staying at Disney. You can get up early and be in the
Mm-hmm.
parks for that half an hour, and then you can have a few. And it's just so easy to then nip back to your resort and then go back to
100%.
the Disney Springs or a different park later on. It's just makes it easier, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and just, having the transportation is brilliant.
Yeah,
It's just life changing.
life changing. If only we could live there, that would life would
Oh,
be brilliant.
I'd be
Yeah.
there in a heartbeat.
What about attractions? What are your favourites?
Um, Guardians is probably my number one. I
Has
loved
it
it.
always been your favourite, or was there something else before that? Because it
Oh,
is a difficult attraction to beat now, I think. Although
it
there are
is a
new things
very
coming.
difficult
Yeah,
one. Yeah, yeah. I think probably previously it would probably be like Thunder Mountain or Space Mountain. Although rock and roll was always one of my favorite when I was younger.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I think Guardians is hard to beat. Although I think Rise is a second. Um, my husband would probably be the other way round, but yeah, I'd definitely say Guardians of the Galaxies.
Is he a Star Wars
Amazing.
fan? Is that why?
Yeah, he
Okay.
really is. And he's turned one of my nephews the same way. But I can appreciate it as somebody that's not a Star Wars fan, how amazing it is.
It's like walking into your own film, isn't it? Really, being on that attraction.
Yeah, it is amazing. Even the Batu itself is just immersive and amazing. For him, that's probably his favorite part. But for me, I can appreciate it from being a very non-Star Wars fan.
Yeah. Is there anything you don't like about Disney World? Obviously, about paying for it and some, but is there anything that you go, oh, I wish they'd change that, or I wish they'd bring that back?
I think bringing something back is, when you was able to buy stuff in the parks or in the shops and they would send it back to your resort, bring that
Yes.
back.
Yeah, and I don't understand why they can't, because surely that is going to make them more money. Because if somebody wants to buy something, you're going, well, I want that, but I don't really want to carry it around all day. And then by the end of the day, you've changed your mind and you don't buy it. So I think they're at a loss by not having that.
I 100% agree. The amount of things I go to buy, I see something, I'm like, "Oh, I want that." And then I'm like, oh, I'll come back and get it because I can't be bothered to walk around the parks with it. And there's things that I literally won't go back and get.
Yeah,
So even this time, like, there's some pajamas in Canada I wanted. And it sounds really silly, but I really wanted them and I never went back and got them. So this time I'm like, right, I've got to get them pajamas because I really wanted them last time.
if you go in December, buy them, wear them around the park. I've
I
seen people
will.
do it. I've seen
I
people
know.
doing, yeah, definitely. Do you venture out at Disney, or do you just stay at Disney, or do you go to maybe shopping or any of the other parks around Orlando?
Um, so I have done Universal. I haven't done the Epic yet. I'm waiting to go back with the children to do that part. So we're holding off on that. But yeah, love the shopping at Disney. Love shopping in general. But last time we done Discovery Cove, which swimming with the dolphins has been on
Yeah.
my bucket list since I was 14. And so my husband treated me and said, right, we're going to go and do it. And you know what? It was the most amazing experience ever.
Is it the kind of place you go back once you've done it, or you're kind of like, it's a bucket list thing? I've been there. I've been to Discovery Cove. I've swam with the dolphin. It was incredible, but it wouldn't be the same again. Or would you consider like going back?
I would consider going back. I think we definitely said that it's something that we're going to, when we go back as a family, go back and do it as a family. But probably not one of the ones I would do every time, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. So, yeah.
Because you can spend the entire day there, can't you? In fact, they
Oh,
encourage you to get there and you have breakfast and food's included. It's not just swimming with dolphins, is it?
No. So there's like the lazy lagoon, which is brilliant. Um, and obviously you can go and feed flamingos, which we kind of put on because they were doing a deal on it, and they were like, and it was only me and my husband, the last two to do it that day, and that was just amazing. Like these flamingos coming and eating out of these bowls right close to you, and it was just really, really, really good, and the food was really good, which I thought was considering it's all inclusive, it was a really good day, and it's really calm, and it's kind of like a paradise away from the hustle and bustle of Disney.
Yeah, it is a real escape, isn't it, for a day? Like if you're going
Yeah,
for 2 weeks right in the middle of your trip, if you're not like a pool person or you're not a beach person, it's somewhere in between, isn't it, where there's stuff to
yeah,
do, but it's really kind of like a resort, isn't it?
yeah, it definitely is. It was really, really good. It's a really good day out, and did really enjoy it. Really enjoyed my day there.
So if I was to give you your perfect Disney World day, how would you spend your ideal day?
So probably, oh, this is a really hard one. It really is because I
Some
think
people go, right, I'm going to do absolutely every park and every attraction. Well, that's not
yeah,
possible, but I mean,
it's really hard to do that. I think so. We've kind of got this tradition now, and it was a really random tradition because obviously, as I said, that I went back with my family in 2024, and we had planned and said, right, we're going to go and do Magic Kingdom on the first day, and so we got up, we'd all been, we were all jet lagged, we were all awake at stupid o'clock, we're going to go and rope drop, and we ended up, having some lunch and some breakfast, sorry, and went to the bus stop, and obviously if you stayed at a moderate resort, you go to the bus stop and it's whatever bus stop, whatever bus comes that day. So we were like, right, get on Magic Kingdom bus, and it was bus after, I think there was like two buses that were packed to the rafters at Coronado, and so I just went, right, scrap that, we're going to get on the next bus that comes through, and it ends up being Animal Kingdom, but it's now a tradition now where we go to the bus stop and we call it Bus Roulette, and
yeah,
it's
bus
whatever
roulette. I like the sound of that.
It's brilliant. So we done it last year because now it's a tradition, so we went to the bus stop and it was, right, whatever bus comes first, and it was Magic Kingdom. Probably to my husband's despair because that's his least favourite park. But we had an amazing day there, and I think going, grabbing a Starbucks, and just sitting and soaking the atmosphere up, and then going to do some rides and just taking it easy on your first day. Because I think everybody gets really excited on your first day to be like, right, let's go and do this and let's go and do that. But I think sometimes you need to take a breath and be like, let's just enjoy the atmosphere of
Yes,
Disney.
because by day 4, you don't want to get out of bed.
No, your feet hurt, your legs hurt, your back hurts. So yeah, I think it's, that's one thing that I've learned. You do have to take your Disney holidays pretty
Yeah,
calm,
don't
especially
go
your
wild.
first couple of days. Yeah,
But I love
yeah,
that your ideal Disney day could be anything. Just
yeah.
bus roulette. Let's see
Bus
where we go.
roulette.
Bus roulette.
Yeah.
Maybe next time I go, I might do that one. So when's your next trip?
So it's in September this year.
Ah, not long to wait now then.
No,
Are
we
you
booked
into
it.
planning your dining yet? Oh no, not 60 days out yet, are you?
No, not 60 days out yet.
Soon though.
No, soon. This time we're not going to plan our dining. We're just going to kind of just take it easy. So last year we done Topolino's, character breakfast. The year before we done Ohana's. But this year we just decided that we're going to just take it easy, and if we get a Crystal Palace or a Topolino's or a character breakfast, then we'll go and do it, but be very last minute.
Yeah, see what's available. Dining
Yeah.
roulette, bus roulette, dining roulette. We don't know where we're going. We don't know what we're going to eat, but we know we're going to love it because it's Disney.
Yeah,
So,
it's
yeah,
Disney.
it's Disney. Lovely chatting to you. Where can we find you on the socials, by the way, if you want to follow some of your Disney stories?
So my socials on Instagram and TikTok is at Disney Dreaming Princess.
Fab. Natasha, have a magical day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thanks again to Natasha. If you'd like to join me on the podcast to chat all things Disney, drop me a message at PodMagical on the socials. If you're going to be going over the next couple of weeks, it's going to be warm, that's for sure. It's typical Florida weather now. We're in peak Florida weather. So overnight, the temperatures are mid-20s. I'm talking like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's as kind of like low as it's going to go, about 25 degrees. During the day, you're talking highs of around 35, 36 degrees. Don't be surprised if there's a few thunderstorms around. So it's typical Florida summer weather we're getting at the minute, and typical Florida summer crowds as well. It's usually, if you expect weekend crowds to be busy, think of weekend crowds all week. That's where we are at the minute as we are emerging into the school summer holidays over in Florida. And in 2 weeks' time, it will be the 4th of July. It's going to be a big weekend, 3rd, 4th and 5th of July at Walt Disney World. They'll be celebrating Independence Day. On Magic Kingdom, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it will be the Independence Day fireworks. Epcot as well, also the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Epcot only usually do it on the 4th of July, but this year, because it's 250 years of America, 3rd, 4th, 5th of July, both Epcot and Magic Kingdom will be doing fireworks. It is going to be crazy busy that weekend. Do let me know if you're going, though, at PodMagical. Pound to dollar, we're looking around 1.34 at the moment for your exchange rate. Obviously, because crowds are getting busy, the price of lightning lanes is going to be a little bit higher as well. And I'm going to end the episode with a top tip. Always like to finish on a top tip. I have noticed over the last few months a lot of people doing this. It's something I've never done. But next time I go, I'm going to do it. Watching the fireworks at Magic Kingdom from behind the castle. Now, if you have never seen Happily Ever After before, I don't recommend this at all. You want to be at the front. You want to be watching the projections on the castle. You want to see the fireworks in all their glory. But if you've seen it a few times, how about watching it from the back, where you are technically in the middle of the fireworks? Because when you look at the fireworks, you think everything goes off right behind the castle. They don't. There's fireworks that go off kind of like the side of the castle, but the rest of it is quite way back at the back of the park. So if you watch it from the castle, you don't see the projections, but you do get fireworks all around you. You still hear the music. And the best thing is, you don't have the crowds that you get in the hub. If you've been recently and you're standing there and the fireworks finish and people are just moving everywhere and people are being directed, and it's just horrible. And also as well, you get kids on shoulders blocking your view. So how about trying that for a change next time? If you've seen Happily Ever After quite a few times, watch them from the back of the castle. Different experience. Top tip to end this episode. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a brand new episode. I've got more to tell you about the 4th of July, and we've got another Disney bride on our next episode. She was going to be on this week, but she's actually waiting for her wedding photographs to come so we can share them. So in a couple of weeks' time, we'll talk Disney weddings again with a slight difference. So hit that subscribe button. If you could give us a nice rating as well of 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, that really helps as well. So thank you for that. And until next time, please stand clear of the doors.